The sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Today, with Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Baltimore Ravens. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. And it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Ravens are going to have it here just past the 25. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. And they'll run for it with Evans. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on fourth down, but they ran it, they got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 36 yards on the play. They go play action now. Jackson. Bateman's got it on the crossing route here. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
They'll run with Dobbins. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there at second and goal.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on first and goal.
Dobbins once more. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. There goes a deep ball, end zone. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Adam Thielen with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Panthers are an extra point away from evening this one up. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 73 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Young. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen.
Let's go.
It's Young on 1st down. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. On the move past the 40. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Here we go.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Black shot. Ready.
Here's Young. Going back to Marshall. He's got him again. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And it'll be intercepted. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Carolina. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said, this stops right here. positive play he just turned in.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. The Ravens at 5-4 now on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well, because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there of 20 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That's going to be caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Isaiah Likely, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Ravens have broken the tie. Tucker with the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one, as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success.
That's caught inside the 20.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Here we go. And cycle.
Second down, back to Sanders. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Miles Sanders, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21-all the score as the kick's away. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first.
He's got a man, complete.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
That is caught, Rashad Bateman.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time.
They'll try to run with Dobbins.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season.
And the Ravens will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
He's got a man, complete. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Carolina. Adam Thielen with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it.
Finding room at midfield.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it.
And the Panthers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked real good.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense? I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Okay,
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Young on 3rd and 2. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll start by running the option to the right. Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And great effort. Does he get burned for that in film? He fought through some tackles. End result, though, a fumble.
It's going to be one of those situations where he'll get yelled at about the fumble, but at the same time get a check mark for the extra effort. And so it's one of those tough, tricky things for coaches. You don't want to coach it out of them so much that you take away the effort. You just want them to be conscious of taking care of the football.
79 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Sanders. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They had a great starting position to begin the drive, and now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Young is intercepted for the 3rd time this game. Kyle Hamilton picks it.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Now Tucker to add the PAT. It's up and good, and they've jumped back ahead, 35-28. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Here we go.
Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now on 2nd and 13. Young. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Adafe Owe. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. picked off by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. Finding room at midfield. Past the 20. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down. A costly penalty there. A lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points. On third down, Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. 13 yards on the return there after a punt of 57. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. For Marshall, that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
Down.
Going for it with Sanders. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Panthers are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Here we go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this 4th quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Miles Sanders with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
He's going to try and go deep again, and that's caught inside the 35.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And this is going to be intercepted.
Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself...
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
On the counter now, it's Dobbins.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
53 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, report! Report!
Another run here with Dobbins.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens have broken our tie and have taken a fourth quarter lead.
Tucker with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
That throw by Young incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark.
And got his man complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Chark, an 80-yard touchdown.
And the Panthers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They go play action with Jackson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
They're not out of it yet, but in order to come back, they need him to play clean football the rest of the way. He makes the correct read there, passing on challenging a blanket coverage and getting the first down with his legs instead.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted.
Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Young to throw.
He's got a man. That's Marshall.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders.
153 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left.
So it'll all come down to the right foot of Eddie Pinheiro.
With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they have regained the lead.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
Hey, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Panthers, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars.